This edition of Mac Voices is sponsored by Take Control Books, the answers you need now from leading experts. Frustrated with Apple Mail? Joe Kissel helps you tame Apple's email program in Take Control of Apple Mail. Get it now at takecontrolbooks.com. I'm Chuck Joyner. I'm at Macworld iWorld 2014 in San Francisco. I'm in the CrowdPlat booth talking to Sahil about what CrowdPlat is and why you need it when you go to develop your next app. Sahil, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Chick. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
So, I decided I want to build an app, but I really don't know much about it. I come to you, and you solve all my problems?
Absolutely, we do.
So that's the right answer, Sahil.
That's good.
How do you solve all my problems?
Right. So, Chuck, we have a lot of developers in our network. So, if let's say you're trying to build your next app, you come to us, you post some details, basic details about the app you're trying to build, and then you can pick the developers, you can pick the project manager, the architect, the entire project team on our network, and that team works for you. It's a virtual team for you that goes around and builds your app.
So that sounds great, but I'm still working with people I don't know. What kind of assurances can you provide me as the person who helps me organize this, that I've got a good developer and I've put together a good team that will give me what I want?
Great, that's a good question. So what we do is, everyone in our network, we pre-qualify everybody. So that way we make sure that you get good quality developers or architects. That's number one. And second is, we provide all the tools and resources on top of that. Like your GitHub, everything is provided for the developers, so they don't come to you with native questions. All of that is provided. So that way we differentiate. Our big differentiator is quality.
So help me out now. You vet everybody, but you also provide some of the resources behind that to get my app up and running.
That is correct. That's absolutely correct. Yeah, we provide the resources, the quality guarantee, as well as a lot more than that. Yeah.
Obviously, pricing is between me and my developers based on how sophisticated my app needs to be.
It depends on the app you're trying to build. That is correct. Yeah. So if it's a simple app, you just need 1 or 2 developers. You can just get a developer, and then you can work directly with them. But if you're an enterprise trying to build your entire large application, you can pick the whole project team, and we'll do it on a fixed bid basis. And then the payment will be more on a milestone basis. So the project manager will help you define the payment schedule, and based on that, as the work gets done, then you pay us, and then we pay the developers.
Okay, that sounds very appealing, and it sounds like a great place to at least start, because most of us don't know anything about developing apps, and yet everybody needs an app at this point.
That is correct, absolutely. I mean, I think our logo says no to outsourcing, yes to crowdsourcing.
Another question: when you say I picked my team, right? I don't know anything about picking my app team. So, do you make recommendations, or do the potential team members submit pricing, or why they want to work with me, and resumes, that kind of thing? Absolutely.
So there's a couple of ways we do it. One is, everyone in our network, they're ranked and rated. They're not only pre-qualified, but they're also ranked and rated. You can see the previous projects they've worked on. You can see everything that they've done before. That way you get to see it. So that's the basis. On top of that, you can also have a project manager help you select the team, because based on the expertise, domain expertise, or the previous experience they have, they'll help you pick the right team that actually makes more sense for you.
Okay, so I get to actually see projects they've worked on, and that would help me make a decision as to whether I like what I'm seeing.
Absolutely right. You pick the team that you like. If not, we give you a different team. Yeah.
And so, what kind of pricing do we have for your services? I mean, obviously, again, I know the developers all vary, but how do you get involved from a pricing standpoint?
Right. So once, let's say, you post a project, depending on what the project size is, we initially give you a proposal, and that has the pricing laid out, and then based on that, you get to select the developers and the whole project team.
Very good. Where do we go to start building our app team?
www.crowdplat.com.
That's perfect. Sahil, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you. Good meeting you.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Folks, more from Macworld iWorld 2014 in San Francisco. I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Camera work by John Zakowski of Azimuth Productions Video San Francisco at videosanfrancisco.com. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, app.net, Google+, and Facebook. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the Mac Voices Dispatch, to stay up to date with all the latest Mac Voices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com.